Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Distinguished heads of government, distinguished heads of state, we have been here for the past 2 hours and 45 minutes, and we have been committing to the fight against terrorism. But I think we may want to take one moment, as I ask my colleagues to please stand in one moment of silence as we express our condolences to all those who have lost their lives, their property, or their families through these terrorists. So can we please stand for one moment? I know time is of the essence. I thank you very much. Trinidad and Tobago took the decision to co-sponsor Draft Resolution 5201468 based on our commitment to assist the international community in bringing relief to all those people in diverse parts of the world who have seen the destruction of their communities, murder of their families, rape of their women, and the creation of orphans of thousands of children at the hands of terrorists. We recognize that no state, whether large or small, developed or developing, is immune from the scourge of terrorism. Many will recall that over 2 decades ago, Trinidad and Tobago was able to successfully combat the attempts of a terrorist group to overthrow the democratically elected government of the day. This global scourge has witnessed an unprecedented rise in recent times and has resulted in new levels of barbarism, which have shocked the conscience of members of the international community. Terrorism threatens the foundation of the rule of law and undermines the inviolability of the right to life and other fundamental rights and freedoms enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, as well as our various human rights instruments, nationally and internationally. As a firm believer in the ability of the United Nations to contribute to the resolution of international problems such as terrorism, Trinidad and Tobago has studied the text of the resolution, and we find that despite some imperfections, this resolution provides a useful platform for the launch of greater international cooperation in the battle against terrorism, which is universally accepted as a crime against humanity. Madam Chair, cooperation at a global level in the fight against terrorism is critical for small states such as my country. Whilst my government has expended tremendous financial resources and has trained a cadre of military and law enforcement officials in an effort to protect our citizens and secure borders and our industrial installations against terrorist acts, I am mindful of the need to strengthen our capacity to counter violent extremism, which could undermine our democracy and our way of life. And so, in keeping with the relevant provisions of this very historic resolution, Trinidad and Tobago will be seeking to take advantage of cooperation mechanisms with other member states, whether we do so bilaterally, multilaterally, or in the context of other arrangements to improve several matters. Madam Chair, as mentioned by Her Excellency the President of Argentina about concerns with respect to capacity. Whereas Argentina is a large state, we are a small state, and many of us may not have the kind of capacity that the larger states have. Argentina mentioned lack of, do not produce weapons, neither do we, and not having to buy energy. Fortunately, we have energy, but we do not produce the weapons, and we are a very tiny nation of 1.3 million people. And therefore, capacity to fulfill the obligations, to comply with those obligations, do give us pause for cause. So we flag these when we say that we support the resolution wholeheartedly. We pay attention especially to that aspect of which says that states may be able to comply in different degrees, again, depending on capacity. And therefore, as we commit to this resolution and implementation of same, we would seek partnership arrangements with our family in the United Nations for some of the following: the conducting of criminal investigations or proceedings relating to the financing or support of terrorist acts, the obtaining of evidence and the prosecution of terrorists, the exchange of information to monitor the transit of foreign terrorist fighters, and other measures to bring to justice those intent on committing terrorism, whether they are foreign fighters or homegrown. As I close, I would like to indicate my country has already taken many legislative as well as administrative steps in the fight against terrorism because we have been victims of terrorist acts in 1990. In that regard, we do have our anti-terrorist law in place. We already have border controls with respect to fingerprinting of persons coming in. We have areas dealing with FIU regulations, Financial Intelligence Unit, compliance with the FATF, again, dealing with the whole issue of financing of terrorism, and many other administrative as well as legislative mechanisms. But we do say that we will need the support of our partners in this UN family for us to fully comply and to have the resolution template. And so it is our hope that in acting with one voice on this matter, all members of the Security Council, especially the permanent ones, would show the same spirit of unity and seek to tackle myriad issues which confront the international community so that the promise of the Charter of the UN would be fully realized as we approach the 70th anniversary of the establishment of this institution. I thank you very much, Madam Chair.
I thank Her Excellency, Prime Minister Persad Bissessar, for her statement. I give the floor now to His Excellency, Mr. Herman van Rompuy